When Eve announced that she would be leaving the talk, everyone was shocked. And then things took a turn for the worse when rumors about why she really left started going around. And you'll never believe what actually happened. Before she was on the talk, Eve was actually a huge rap star back when she was younger. She was one of the most popular women in rap in the early 2000s. She had her first #1 hit album when she was barely 20. And less than 3 years later, she won her first Grammy. Eve had an extremely promising music career, but then she decided to throw it all away. For some reason, she decided to put her music career on the back burner and focus on other stuff like her acting. Then in 2017, she channeled that energy into hosting when she joined the team of The Talk. At first, Eve and The Talk seemed like the perfect match, and people just couldn't get enough of her on the show. And then the pandemic hit and things had to change a little. Eve left the US and returned to her home in London, but she still continued hosting The Talk. But then, all of a sudden, after filming the show remotely from her home in London, Eve announced that she was leaving The Talk for good. Naturally, everyone wondered why. I mean, in 2017, when she first joined the team, she spoke about how she felt like it was the perfect place for her, a place where she could showcase her personality and show the world the type of woman that she is. And if she was having such a great time on the show, then why would she want to leave like this? It just seems so sudden. And it turns out that the reason for her exit was definitely something that no one could have expected. Less than 2 months before Eve announced that she was leaving The Talk, Marie Osmond had left just after only 1 season on the show. Although Marie stated that the reason she was leaving The Talk was to focus on some other projects, there were unconfirmed rumors that this was only half of the truth. Apparently, the real reason that she decided to leave was because of some behind-the-scenes drama that had happened between her, Sharon, and Cheryl. And since Eve unexpectedly announced that she was leaving, everyone assumed that the exact same thing may have happened to her, if not worse. And the hints were that this could have actually been the case. 2 years before she left, Eve admitted that being on The Talk wasn't as easy as she expected it to be. She admitted that the job was really hard on her. Apparently, since she was used to being on stage and having a mic, she just assumed that being a daytime talk show host would be as easy as singing, but she was in for a major shock. According to Eve, it was hard because she felt exposed. Because this time around, she wasn't just on a stage holding a mic, she was there to give her opinion with no help whatsoever. Not only was she not prepared to be exposed on live television, but she also wasn't prepared for the amount of hate that actually came with the job. Even though she'd been famous for a while at that point and also knew full well that being hated actually comes with the territory, this particular hate was somehow different. Apparently, she had a lot of moments when she asked herself why she'd even signed up for this, especially on days when she would say things that didn't sit well with a lot of people. And let's not forget that during Eve's time on The Talk, she experienced a lot of controversies and shakeups, including the departure of Julie Chen because of the accusations that were made against her husband, Les Moons. But was all of this and more the real reason Eve decided to leave The Talk for good? Did the pressure of being center stage get to her in a way she knew she had to get away from? Well, it's hard to say because according to Eve, the real reason she left The Talk didn't have anything to do with this. Apparently, the reason why she decided to leave was just so she could focus more on her private life and family. She also mentioned how she wouldn't be able to travel all the way from London where she lives with her husband to make it for the show. But even though Eve admitted that spending more time with her family was part of the reason to leave The Talk, it wasn't the main reason. The main reason she wanted to leave was so that she and her husband Max could focus on having children. Before getting married in 2014, Max already had 4 children from his previous relationship, while Eve had none. And it's no secret they struggled to have a child for years. In 2019, Eve opened up about her fertility struggles on the show and spoke about how it made her feel like she wasn't good enough. She opened up about how this was something that she was ashamed of for the longest time. In her words, because her body didn't work like she thought it would, she felt broken and like she wasn't worth it. And it only kept getting worse for her because she wasn't getting any younger. Although she loved and accepted Max's children from his previous marriage, having a child of her own was something that she dreamt of for the longest time. And in February of this year, the dream finally became a reality for her. Earlier this year, Eve shared that she and Max had welcomed their baby boy, Wild Wolf. on her Instagram page. This announcement came a couple of months after she announced that she was pregnant in October of 2021. She posted 2 photos of herself holding her baby bump and captioned her post by talking about how she and Max had waited for the longest time to tell everyone the news. Being a mother isn't something that will be completely new to Eve, considering how she's been a stepmother for more than a decade now. And although nowadays she's completely used to it, it apparently wasn't always so easy, especially at the start. In a 2020 conversation that she had with people, Eve admitted that it took her years to adapt to become a stepmother. At first, she didn't believe that her relationship with Max was going to work out because he already had 4 kids. But then the kids started to grow on her and she realized that the kids are amazing. Right now, Eve seems to be fully focused on raising her son and focusing on her family. Recently, she shared a snippet of the song that she was featured in on her Instagram page, and this got everyone talking. Is there a possibility of Eve returning to music? It's been a while since she's last released a song, but I feel like it could happen, especially now that she's left the talk. But what are your thoughts on all this? Do you guys think that Eve might release another album in the future? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below.